Aleximo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your other semifinal top 4 match of the Crush Card Cup. I'm Aleximo, joined by Mr. Joseph Rothschild, MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! Himself for another electrifying commentary. So for your second semifinal match, we have Francesco. We got to see him play in the top 8, I believe, on Eldlich Auroradon, going up against Koty Angeloff, who is also on Eldlich Auroradon. So we're going to have a mirror match for this one. That's at least a little bit more exciting than our Emancipator versus Eldlich. Some people may disagree, but I think it's cool to see the back and forth between two Eldlich decks because these decks can get into a grind at some point. Joseph, thoughts?
So, I'm really hoping that one of these two decks goes all the way with Auroradon combos. Koty is hot off the heels of a second place finish in the Pro Play Tour Invitational this weekend for a $10,000 prize pool, in which his opponent was playing a deck so deep on Eldlich Auroradon combos they went into Moonlight Dragon in the finals. I would be excited to see something similar in this game from either player.
All right, so looks like Francesco is going to be going first. Just has a very basic setup from the start. We're going to start with a normal summon of Jet Synchron. We're going to link that off for Linktree. We'll bring it back. We have material for Halifibrax. That's going to be met with an Ash Blossom, so that's a good start if you're Koty Angeloff in this particular instance here. So now we're going to have to see where this goes. There is follow-up, but it's definitely few and far between. We're just going to see a copy of Cursed Eldland here get activated next. Going to grab a copy of Golden Land Forever, so Francesco might have a very slow turn here.
Yeah, really weird pick in Golden Land Forever, but it telegraphs a significant amount of stuff about the hand. We're going to activate the Cursed Eldland in Graveyard, or the Eldlich in Graveyard in order to send the Cursed Eldland, then the Cursed Eldland in Graveyard in order to send a Golden Land Speller Trap to the Graveyard. Looks like we're just playing the Eldlich portion of the deck here, and that was a killer hand trap. I mean, Ash Blossom doesn't have a lot of utility against this deck, but on the Halifibrax specifically, it can put a stop to some extremely powerful plays.
Yeah, now Francesco is going to get some resources here, banishing both what looked like to be a Waquero and a Conquistador, so he's going to get a Scarlet, presumably, as well as a White Destiny, so that way he can keep this Golden Lord on the field. We know he has Golden Land Forever in the back row at the very least, so that's at least one form of disruption. We also don't know if Francesco's playing any of the Halifibrax targets in his extra deck, which I think that would be a stretch, but who knows, it's possible. So we'll have to see how he navigates this.
The less combo-intense versions do play cards like Wonder Magician occasionally.
Oh, so we'll have to see. We're going to see Koty Angeloff fire off with Magician Souls. That's probably the best start you could possibly ask for here. We're going to see if this resolves.
Well, if it's followed up with like a tuning, this would be extremely powerful.
So Souls resolves. Looks like we're going to use the effect of Souls first, pitch a Waquero, and get a fresh card here.
Always hard to pull the trigger on a one-card one, and
man.
That's just about as good as tuning. You've got to interact now.
Yep, so Francesco going to take an opportunity to think here. This is difficult. I mean, you really just want to dispatch of these threats immediately because, like you said, Jet Synchron plus any extender effectively represents the full combo that this deck is able to do. And so we're going to see how he attempts to navigate it. It looks like we're going to be good, and we're going to let this Magician Souls get linked off for Link Karibo here. I don't think it's appropriate to use Golden Land Forever there. I could see it using
Probably
it here.
right here.
Right, so Halifibrax is going to hit the board. We're going to see if this gets met with anything. Francesco going to think one more time here, and there's the Golden Land Forever, as we anticipated. I feel like this makes the most sense. Sure, you can get back stuff like Jet Synchron, but like your window of opportunity is slowly dwindling the longer you let that go on, and Crystron Halifibrax is probably one of the biggest choke points, as we saw with Francesco's turn, getting met with an Ash Blossom on a Halifibrax of his own.
So the best part about Golden Land Forevering the monster effect of Crystron Halifibrax is that it's a hard once per turn. So if you're able to extend further with something like a Jet Synchron and a Golden Lord in Graveyard, it's not going to matter too much because you can't go back in a Halk. Unfortunately, this is quite bad. Discarding a copy of O-Line for Jet Synchron, if that turns into a token and then we're able to get the Golden Lord out of the graveyard, we can go straight into Auroradon by making Barricade Borg Blocker first.
All right, so Francesco thinking on the resolution of this summon here. We're going to use this effect of White Destiny to bring back our Golden Lord from the graveyard that we tributed off for Golden Land Forever. That telegraphs that Francesco has some sort of interaction here, maybe a Conquistador, to be able to stop this from hitting the board. And there it is. And Koty Angeloff going to scoop up game one immediately after seeing that. I mean, I think Francesco had to have like almost exactly that card to be able to stop what was coming his way.
The other card being Hakero could have potentially done it
That's
as well.
True.
But yeah, it's hard because the combos out of Eldlich are so absolutely robust that you have to have extremely specific answers at the exact right time. We're going to get to see how far they go this game, as it looks like Koty has drawn Tuning and milled a Scarlet Sanguine. Oh, how sacky.
What more could you ask for? I still love that Tuning's supposed downside, quote-unquote, results in upside for a deck like this. We're going to just link this off for Link Karibo. We're going to pitch a Waquero, of course, so that way we get even more value off of this play, and now we might potentially get to see a full combo here.
And even if you end the combo with like an Ash Blossom or negation on the Auroradon, you still have a Waquero, you still have a Scarlet Sanguine in graveyard, you're still going to be able to play Eldlich on your next turn.
All right, so we're going to link off this Needle Fiber for 2 Link Cross tokens coming off of that courteously summoned Link Cross, and we have Deskbot 001 on the field as well, but here comes Nibiru. So again, there was a very small window where Nibiru could be used, and that was basically the last point it could be before Herald of the Arclight was going to start causing havoc, and now we are able to just play regular Eldlich. We talked about this in one of the top 8 feature matches, is that even if this deck gets Nibiru'd, even if you side deck for the combo half of this Auroradon Eldlich deck, it doesn't matter because then they're just playing a regular Eldlich deck, which is strong enough in itself. Look at this. He has 4 back row in addition to that Nibiru token. He's really not fearing much, especially when a Pointer of the Red Lotus is going to take out any of the threats in Francesco's hand to try to equalize out this game.
And revealing the last card in hand is an Ash Blossom, and Joy Spring says, yeah, try your Halkline, see what happens.
Yeah, that's even more of a flex. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to show you the Ash Blossom I have in my hand.
So hitting the Jet Synchron extremely good. I imagine you wouldn't hit it unless it's the only copy, and that means that there is likely not going to be an attempt at a combo here. Instead, they're going to have to play Eldlich against an Eldlich player who's already set up.
Yeah, and that's never in the situation you want to be in. It just makes it that much more difficult playing the uphill battle. We're going to see this copy of Cursed Eldland resolve, though. We're going to get a copy of Golden Lord. We can potentially start picking away slowly at Koty's back row, but we're going to go to battle phase first with this Nibiru attack over the token, just so we don't have to worry about that. Main phase 2, we're going to pitch Conquistador with the Golden Lord to send one of those traps. Looks like it was a Conquistador of Koty's own, chained by Scarlet Sanguine as Chain Link 3, so Golden Lord will hit the field, then Conquistador being able to pop something, and then we'll have that Golden Lord effect resolve and get rid of that Conquistador.
I like this. It's maybe even worth thinking about hitting Cursed Eldland, but it's obviously a decision that would have to be made without knowledge of what your opponent's hand is. Waquero is going to banish the Golden Lord, and that's going to accomplish an even better outcome. No Golden Lord on field, nor no Golden Lord in the graveyard.
I was about to say, I don't think there could have been a better series of cards in Koty's back row at that point, because he was able to not only play around the Golden Lord activation from Francesco's side, but then he was able to deal with the Golden Lord in Francesco's graveyard to pretty much just turn off his turn entirely. During the end phase, that Jet Synchron will return to Francesco's hand, though, due to a Point of the Red Lotus's effect. So next turn, Koty does have to worry about that potentially coming down.
Whoa.
We're going to see a normal summon of Ash Blossom here. Are we just going to sink into Savage Dragon Raw?
I mean, this is going to be the end of the game. If you're normal summoning a copy of Ash Blossom into an opponent's set copy of Scarlet Sanguine, you are aiming to take over the game this turn. We're going for the Halka-Fibrax. That's going to eat an Effect Veiler. But you knew your opponent had that because you saw their hand with a Pointer of the Red Lotus. So everything that's happened so far, Koty is planned for.
Right, so that's going to eat the Effect Veiler. We're going to summon this copy of Souls here, and this will allow us to... Yep, this can now convert our Waquero into more cards, and also whatever we get off of this Scarlet Sanguine here, we're going to get a copy of Golden Land Forever. Do we want to send that? Yeah, it looks like we're going to. We're going to draw 2 more cards.
The time for that card is come and gone.
Yeah, now we can get 2 more cards in our hand, and now we've got plenty more resources to work with. Waquero in Grave, as well as Conquistador, so both of those are going to trigger during Koty's end phase, so he's going to get plenty of resources back here. And now, where do we pivot to here? It really just depends on what else is left in his extra deck. Are they typically playing 2 Link Crosses, I believe?
I am not sure. I haven't seen it, but I wouldn't be too surprised.
Because at that point, we could just go, oh, it looks like we're just going to go to battle phase. So Crystal Needle Fiber is going to hit in for 1,500. Not really the end of the world. And going into main phase 2 here, we're going to see what else. Maybe just set a couple pass.
That bad?
Wow,
oh, no.
maybe. Now, they also could have been hand traps, to be fair. These decks do play a pretty high density of hand traps compared to most, with the Ash Blossoms, the Veilers. I know some of them side into the Moonlight Chill, the new Ghost Girl, actually, from Eternity Code. So there are a bunch of cards that he could have drawn into that possibly did absolutely nothing. But during end phase, we're going to get Scarlet and White Destiny. We're going to see Francesco fire off a Scarlet Sanguine of his own, getting a Golden Lord from deck, and now plays back to him.
I mean, imagine telling someone in February that the control deck that never activates monster effects except in the graveyard, the best possible sideboard option against them is 6 copies of Effect Veiler.
Right? I love it. So we're going to see a normal summon of Jet Synchron here. We're going to link both of those off for a Holly Fibrax. We're going to see if this resolves here, and there was an Effect Veiler in Angeloff's hand, as we predicted, because without those other cards, he really wasn't able to do much else.
Whoa, a Needle Fiber affected Resolution. What is Koty going into?
Does he have the Wonder Magician, or was that just a mistake?
No, I think that... Formula Synchron. So Formula's pretty good here. You can use Formula to draw a card, potentially find another hand trap, and also you can Synchro Summon using this card you control.
Yeah, it does have a quick effect Synchro, so, I mean, are you just going to make a Martial Metal Marcher, though? Like, I don't really know where you'd be going with that. Maybe we'll see. Maybe he's got to play. I mean, to be fair, you also have... No, his back row cards aren't even the Eldlich cards, so we can't even go for, like, a quick summon of Borreload Savage Dragon. But we're just going to go summon this Jet Synchron on Francesco's side, pitching a copy of Wakedo in hand. Now it looks like we're going to get rid of both of our Jet Synchron and Holly Fibrax for Auroradon. We're going to see if that resolves, but another Effect Veiler off of the formula.
Wow.
Oh my
well, you know,
God.
sometimes you have it. Heart of the cards with Koty right here. Effect Veiler into Formula into Effect Veiler is just about as good as it gets. The Dawn is negated, so you can still Link Summon for the remainder of the turn. You just can't do it with the tokens it would have created.
Yep, we're going to go to battle phase. Koty already sending the monsters to the graveyard because he was aware that Francesco was just going to slam into both of them. We're going to go to main phase 2 here, just set a card, go to end phase. Francesco, I believe, has a Wakedo and a Scarlet engraved, so he's going to get to trigger both of those. That's pretty good. You get to get another Golden Land spell or trap, in this case Wakedo, as well as a Scarlet to make sure that Golden Lord stays on the field. During the end phase, Koty's also going to bring out a Golden Lord of his own from the graveyard using the White Destiny that he set last turn, and he's going to use a Scarlet. Is this going to just get a Ash Blossom and potentially just go into a Needle Fiber play of our own?
It would be funny, but I think you are going into a Lord here. Yeah. It's hard to determine who's at advantage here. Obviously, resolving White Destiny at a time when a Hakero can't be chained is incredible. You could potentially, I don't know, overlay? Go into a Liba and just try to push through for damage? I think that's pretty risky.
I'm trying to think of Koty normal summon during the last turn, because couldn't he have used one of those Veilers potentially and gone into Holly Fibrax? Maybe I'm missing something.
Led the turn by normal summoning Ash Blossom.
Oh, he did. You're right. So that was not able to be done. But here we go. Koty just wanting to confirm which cards were set on Francesco's side. So it was the Wakedo and the Scarlet. We're going to have a tuning here. That's pretty good. Rip. Yep, that's going to get us a copy of Jet Synchron, which pretty much enables all of this deck's plays. We're going to mill in a pointer, which does not matter at this point.
Well, there's like a 0% chance we're on 3 copies of Needle Fiber in the extra.
Well, you never know. This deck does love to combo, so we'll have to see if that holds true or not. Koty going to take a second to think here.
What is
double
Lord's at 10? We could make Star Eater.
I guess we're not going that deep.
No,
Joseph.
no.
Come
of
on
course
now.
Not, no.
This is not Shadal format. So we're going to normal summon this Jet Synchron. Again, our options are quite limited, as we've discussed. I'm really just trying to think of the line here that he could take. Is there a potential for...
So we could make the Train Xyz if Koty's on it, and we would have to have an idea that set card is not exactly Conquistador, in which case we would lose the game immediately. We could link away the 2 Lords in order to go for a Barricade Borg blocker, and then go into Dawn from there, but that loses to the Hakero, banishing the 0/0/1. Unfortunately, the Jet Synchron, even though it's such a uniquely powerful card, doesn't do anything particularly powerful here. I think the best case scenario is you could maybe make an access code, but it loses to all the same lines that the Liba play does. It's a hard position for Koty to be in, and the contents of Koty's extra deck plus the contents of their main is going to determine what we end on here.
That's also assuming, too, that they're still on the train package, because I think a lot of these Combo Eldlich decks cut that just because they want to be able to play all these combo enablers, like Auroradon, like Needle Fiber, like Link Cross, and I think your extra deck actually is a lot tighter than it used to be for these Eldlich decks. We see Koty using the effect of Link Karibo to bring it back here, and now we're able to go into Jet Synchron by pitching this copy of Magician Souls in hand, which really isn't doing a lot for us, so we're able to get some material on the field. Wakedo is going to actually go after this Jet Synchron here just to kind of deny any sort of shenanigans.
I think the 2 of them are talking about whether or not it will resolve in the way that they've they've identified. This is very weird. Jet Synchron's purpose in this game is really only to bait the Haketo. I don't think it actually has any capacity to make a powerful link board otherwise, and it looks like, not falling for the bait, we are banishing the Scarlet Sanguine instead.
Interesting. Okay, so Jet Synchron's back on the board. Does Koty have any other... No, he has no other graveyard. He has a White Destiny, so he actually has one card he can get, but not really too much. Do they still play the... Actually, I don't even know if that's really... I was going to say, do they still play the Soldier of Chaos? Like, I know some of the decks did at one point.
Well, we might see it right here.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
And there's BLS.
I remember
BLS is a great way to banish individual cards, which is very powerful against Eldlich specifically. It also can't be destroyed by card effects, meaning that you are not able to defeat this card with Conquistador.
Yeah, I remember that we've seen Jason Leonard in his decks play this card plenty of times, and so, like, I guess this is a potential line. I think it's somewhat difficult to get rid of if there's, like, no way to get Golden Lord to your hand, or no, Golden Lord still... no, he sends, so... Oh, no, it targets, so you can't even get rid of him.
Right, of course. The thing the Golden Lord can do is walk over BLS, because it has only 3,000 attack points, which means your first activation has to be to give it more attack.
So here we go to battle phase. Koty confirming that the attack of Golden Lord is 35. We're going to swing over Auroradon here. This will trigger the effect. We're going to see Conquistador be activated first here.
I don't think that's good enough. Again, even though it doesn't target, it can't destroy this BLS.
And so we're going to continue with a replay. We're going to attack over the Auroradon. Francesco's going to take some damage here. We're going to use the effect of the BLS link to give it some 1,500. Yeah, so we can swing over this Golden Lord here.
This is frustrating. I mean, it is certainly a hard monster to get rid of, but it is also extremely all-in from Koty. Here comes the Scarlet Sanguine, and if the other Eldlich player is on the Liba stuff, they actually just win from this position.
Right, and to be fair, I mean, Koty may have just been very limited on options just because of what he's playing in the extra deck, like we've talked about before. Sure. I mean, these Combo Eldlich decks focus more on this all-in approach, and when that fails, you kind of fall back on the Eldlich stuff, but the Eldlich stuff's only going to do so much, right? And when you get to this past turn 3 game that we're seeing here, the resources start to dwindle out from the Jet Synchron combo half of the deck, and now it looks like we're going into the Gustav max, so Francesco is actually on it, so we're going to deal 2,000 to Koty, go into leave, and this, I think, is lethal.
I don't think it's lethal. We get to do 1,500 and attack over the BLS. Which is good enough, probably. The investment on this card was insane, and Koty, I think, has maybe black left in deck, if he's even playing it. There's almost no Eldlich spells and traps, so that Haketo and that Conquistador that are just chilling in deck are going to be stranded there, I think.
And so it looks like we're just going to go main phase 2. Francesco's going to link off this, excuse me, no, he's not going to link it off. He's going to use the effect of Lord to send the Haketo to the graveyard to be able to resurrect itself. He'll then be able to trigger Haketo in end phase. Like I said, I think Koty still has that White Destiny in the graveyard, but now here comes a Cursed Outland. It's going to be very difficult for Koty to come back from this now because he's just going to be on a single card plus whatever he gets off of White Destiny. And facing a board like this, I mean, this is kind of just lights out here. But we'll see, but things are not looking good. Also getting to trigger both of these Eldlich cards in the end phase, Scarlet and Haketo, this is not going to be good.
Yeah, even if Koty was on the train stuff, the attack for Liba stays, so you wouldn't even be able to assemble a Gustav lethal if you're able to fiend out the Conquistador negates. This is looking very, very bad for him.
All right, so we're going to banish White Destiny here. We're going to get a Conquistador off of that, and we're going to see what he's able to do with it. He can use it to get out his Lord, but the Haketo in the back row, and just like that, Francesco Papini is going to move on to the finals. We have an Adamancipator and Eldlich Auroradon final match. This, I mean, both of these players that are in our finals have been playing extraordinarily well, and I cannot wait to see who comes out on top.
Me neither. I mean, both players in that game just played out of their mind, and the contents of their extra deck determining the winner of this game, what a series.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could have gone either way, and I guess we kind of saw one of the weaknesses of Combo Eldlich to a degree if you can run them out of that combo resource, but not many decks can. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you in the finals.